Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Shankly Sessions, the Liverpool podcast we bring you as part of the offering on the upper tier. Heading home after a day's work. A lot of people going to the Mick Foley show tonight and stuff like that. We will be podcasting live at 8 o'clock, Pro Wrestling Weekly. We'll be breaking down Raw and Survivor Series, and also make sure you check out the live tonight. But this is just a quick preview for the Liverpool versus Sunderland game. A game I am very nervous about at Anfield tonight, 8:15 kickoff I think it is. But this is going to be a tough test, and the real concern here is we've had a real good performance there at the weekend. Looked very solid, as we said in the reaction, put players in their positions, played with a kind of a calmness and a control befitting of the quality of the team. But where do we go now, and what's going to happen tonight, and who's going to be confirmed in the lineups? Does Mo Salah come back into the team? Does he remain rotated? I'm not going to say dropped because it's so disrespectful to use the word dropped in Mo Salah. Rotated. Who will Arne Slot go with? Will he change it up again? Will Joe Gomez come back out of the side? What will happen? And that's the anxiety in the build-up to seeing what the confirmed lineups are. And that will really dictate the performance tonight. I think the midfield in this game is where it's going to be won or lost. I think we have to be very strong in the midfield. That's their real powerful area. We've seen how good Granit Xhaka has been this season, and a number of their other players as well. The job Regis has done in there has just been absolutely spectacular, has them absolutely humming. And the key thing for them is they show up. They don't express any fear. They don't get concerned about where they're going. They don't care what ground they're playing at. They have unbelievable support. Obviously, very, very strong at home in the Stadium of Light. But even when they come away, they play in very similar style and stuff like that. And they want to play a certain brand of football. And, you could very easily think of Sunderland as being that team that will come to Anfield or Old Trafford or the Emirates or wherever it is, the Etihad, and deploy a low block and try and get out of there with something. But they don't. They go into every match looking to pick up the 3 points. They're very aggressive in the way they play. They move the ball beautifully. They're very, very strong in so many areas. And a lot of teams have been found out short against them and stuff like that. And this could happen again tonight. This is a key test for us now. Big game. An opportunity for us to put points on the board, stay somewhat in touch and interesting, but really important for us to pick up the 3 points. Does he go with Kerkez again? Does he go with Robbo? Could we see just that little bit more of quality from Florian Wirtz? He had a very good game the other day, but could he give us now a couple of assists, or could he score a couple of goals? Could he put a little bit more cream on top of that cake, maybe, and can he build? Can we see a number of these players tonight build on what they did against West Ham? Or will we fall short? Pressure obviously will be on us. We're at home on Anfield. The crowd will feel it. They know that Sunderland's one of the top form teams in the league at the moment, which just goes to show, even saying that tells you just how good a job they did in their recruitment in the summer. Very, very clever. Spent 190 million, but spent it really well. Bought a lot of pieces for the jigsaw that fit, and very, very impressive all round. Can't say enough good things about them. It kind of feels now like I'm talking them up, like with an idea that, like, nearly expecting the worst to let us off the hook or something, because you're not going to hear me this evening or tomorrow on the match reaction saying, well, Sunderland are a real good team and all this kind of thing. We're Liverpool Football Club, we're at Anfield, and as we say, Project Fix Up is alive and kicking, and that's what needs to happen. I want to see big games tonight out of McAllister, out of Dom. I want to see the boys being absolutely solid at the back. And what I want to see up front again is a lot of that interchanging, a lot of that movement. I don't want to see stagnant play. I don't want to see consistent, repeated patterns of play that can be sorted out and can be looked at and can be, countered against and all that kind of stuff. I want to make sure that we keep our structure well. I want to see that our formation stands up. I don't want to see gaping holes around the pitch all of a sudden on the break and stuff like that. I want to see us with a structure that's functional, like what we've seen against West Ham. And I think that's really, really important. They were the points that came out of that West Ham game. The confidence, the lack of anxiety, the structure, the formation. You know what I mean? You didn't see at any stage these gaping holes around the pitch that West Ham could just run into and monopolise. And that's really, really important from a Liverpool point of view, that we've now found somewhat a recipe that works with these players that we have. And we need to just continually keep on deploying that same recipe time and time again. It's like when you find a dessert that you like, keep on making that same dessert. Don't change the ingredients, don't mix it up and expect the same result. And this is what's happened this season. We've seen it in a number of games where we've played really, really well, and then we just rip up the blueprint of what we played really, really well, and then we fall on our sword again. And we cannot afford to drop anything at the moment. We're in a run of games now that we call an easier run of games. I'm not sure whether that holds up looking at the competition that we're facing. I don't think there's anything easy about facing Sunderland. I didn't think there was anything easy the other day about facing West Ham. There was nothing easy about facing Man City, Real Madrid, Aston Villa. Certainly there's no easy games in the Premier League, and we say it week in, week out, and we say it all the time on the podcast. It's really, really important that you show up with the right intention, with the right energy, with the right mood. And it doesn't matter whether you're playing Sunderland or whether you're playing Real Madrid. You come to those games with the same vigour, the same intensity, the same intent of wanting to go out there, win, perform well, keep a clean sheet, put the 3 points on the board and move on to the next one. And that's what gets you really back into title races. That's what gets you back into top 4 situations and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's really, really important. And like I said, that midfield battle is going to be pivotal tonight as well. But we have so much quality in there, and it's really important that we deploy and use that quality the way we should. And I think if we do that, I think we can win tonight and we can get the 3 points. I think if we start tinkering and we start messing about and we start doing stupid things, I think it'll look unfamiliar again to the team, and a lot of these players who are world-class players will begin to look very ordinary again. So the big question tonight is, who will be in the confirmed lineup, and also, will Slot have learned anything from the West Ham game? Really, really important that we try and build some sort of momentum now and get it going. So let's say come 7 o'clock or so, or 7:15, what the lineup is like. The lineup will really tell the tale. If he's tinkered with it again, if he's rolled back on his conviction, hopefully he won't have. And I'm not disrespecting Mo Salah or any players that were rotated out. I think the reality of the situation is, and we said it already, players have to be picked based on merit and on tactics, and not based on historical stuff. And I think once we do that, we will be fine. But let us know your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, like, subscribe and share the content. If I'm giving you a prediction tonight, I'm gonna go Liverpool. I'm gonna say 2-1, because every time I say 3-1 we lose. So I'm gonna go 2-1. But I'd love Florian Wirtz to pick up an assist, a couple of assists tonight, or at least an assist or a goal or something like that. Just something tangible that matches the performance. I think the other night, even though he was Carlsberg player of the game and all, I think the fact that he didn't pick up an assist and the fact that he didn't pick up a goal with the chances that we had kind of overshadowed the performance a little bit. Now, the performance was a massive uplift from what we had seen, but I think in that position, with that amount of price tag hanging on your neck, I think you really have to just give that a little bit more. And Ted said it in the comments, and he was right as well. Whereas the uplift on the performance was absolutely massive, it's really, really important as well that some end product comes out of that as well. So let's see what happens tonight. But an interesting game, and great to have Premier League action as well midweek as well. It really pads out the week. You know, it's going to be like this from now till Christmas, just insane. So make sure you're checking out all the content, plus all the wrestling content that's going out there. And we'll talk to you again real soon, no doubt, for a match reaction. Plus tomorrow night we'll be back with Darren. Thursday tier talk and all that good stuff as well. Talk to you soon, folks. Up the Reds. Let's go.